So a very warm welcome to all our viewers. Welcome back as we continue here on LTV International and all the latest news and developments, focusing of course on the latest developments in the Arab region. And with regards to this, the Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry today held phone talks with his British counterpart David Cameron and the French Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ahmed Abu Zaid said the talks cover the latest developments in Gaza and the current situation of the negotiations which aim at ending the Israeli genocide war and release of hostages. During the phone call, Shoukry warned against the Israeli assault on Rafah and its catastrophic humanitarian consequences, saying that the international community should put more pressure on Israel to stop its aggression. Top diplomat also renewed Egypt's full rejection of the forced displacement of the Palestinian people as a way to liquidate the Palestinian cause. Abu Zaid added the phone talks came as part of the intensified consultations Shoukry was conducting with his counterparts to warn against the Israeli escalation in Rafah, where more than 1.3 million civilians from Palestine are sheltering. Still with our news, a long-awaited U.S. State Department report said that Israel has likely violated norms on international law in its use of weapons from the United States, its main military supplier. However, they did not find enough evidence to block more shipments. State Department report said it was reasonable to assess that Israel had used American weapons in ways inconsistent with the standards on humanitarian rights, but that the U.S. could not reach conclusive findings. State Department submitted its report 2 days after President Joe Biden publicly threatened to withhold certain bombs and artillery shells if Israel goes ahead with an all-out assault on Rafah, where 1.4 million Palestinians are sheltering. This comes amid rare criticism from Israel's largest weapons supplier over the civilian impact of Israel's unprecedented war against the enclave. Meanwhile, Israeli strikes continued hitting the Gaza Strip Saturday, whilst Israeli troops continued shutting two main aid crossings in the territory's southern town of Rafah. The details. Israeli strikes continued hitting the Gaza Strip on Saturday, whilst Israeli troops continued shutting two main aid crossings in the territory's southern town of Rafah, preventing aid entry into Gaza in defiance of international criticism. A UN report late Friday said both Karam Abu Salem and the Rafah crossings remain heavily militarized and cited Martin Griffiths, the UN's aid chief, as saying closure of the crossings meant no aid. Israeli troops Tuesday seized and closed the Palestinian side of the Rafah crossing, through which all fuel passes into the territory, the day after ordering residents of eastern Rafah to evacuate. On Saturday, Israel called for Palestinians in more areas of the town to evacuate and head to what it called an expanded humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi, in a further indication that the occupation military is pressing ahead with its plans for a ground attack on Rafah. In a post on social media site X, a military spokesperson also called on residents and displaced people in the Jabalia area of northern Gaza and 11 other neighborhoods in the enclave to go immediately to shelters west of Gaza City. Israel has said it will proceed with an incursion into Rafah. Its military said so far about 300,000 Gazans had moved towards other areas. UN agencies said more than 100,000 people have fled eastern areas of Rafah since Monday, with many returning to the city of Khan Yunis or are crowded into shelters along the coast in the central town of Deir al-Balah. So far, Israel's aggression has killed at least 34,943 people in Gaza, mostly women and children, whilst around 10,000 others are missing.